this video, we will be discussing autos. We shall be discussing autos. So autos is simply a pronoun, and it's a very generic pronoun. A generic pronoun. It can a pronoun by definition is a word that takes the place of a noun, and this is effectively what autos does. So it will refer to it will basically take the place of a noun and refer to a noun, either a place, an object, or a person. Okay? More often than not, place, object, or person. So in terms of how it declines, it is 2 on 2. So I'm actually not going. It's very simple. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because it's. I mean, I've already gone through how sophos goes. It goes exactly like sophos, except that because it's a pronoun, instead of being sophon in the neuter, it doesn't go like sophon. It's not sophon. It goes auto. So auto. So not auton. So it has that. In fact, it goes like the definite article. So just how the definite article is to in the neuter, auto is the same. But apart from that, it's exactly like sophos. We shall now be discussing the uses of autos, because they are rather extensive. So it has several meanings. It can mean same when it's used as an adjective, but when it's sandwiched. So same when sandwiched, i.e. it means the same, basically. So if I wanted to say the same horse in the nominative, that would be autos, not autos, autos, hippos. Again, sandwiched. If it's not sandwiched, it can mean self. So an emphatic pronoun. Okay? So the general himself would be ho strategos autos. Okay? And that's not sandwich. That's outside of, well, what it's describing. It's not in between the article and the noun. It's outside of it, so it's not sandwiched. So that means self. And actually, there are two places to put it if it's not sandwiched. It can go either after, the noun, or actually it can go before the noun. So it could actually go here. Okay. And then another use of autos is as a relative pronoun. So this is its most sort of, I guess, pronoun-y, you could say, use. So like in the sentence, I kill him, you're going to use autos, or well, obviously not that form, but you're going to use autos, the word for him. So that would just be, because it's I kill him, him is in the object. Him is the object, so it's going to go in the accusative. So auton, apok, te. No, that's the correct answer. We'll do one more example. She teaches them. She teaches them. That would be autus, because it's obviously plural, and it's the object, and then didaske. Didaske. And that's really autos for you. There's nothing really more to it. In fact, well, there is actually one more thing I guess we could talk about now is the genitive construction with autos. And this won't take too long. So, if you want to say something like her house, Greek uses autos if it's not referring to the subject. Okay? I.e., let's say you had the sentence, he goes to her house. He is the subject of the sentence. So her house is referring to another person, not the subject, which means you use autos. If it's referring to the same person, so if it was like he goes to his house, then you use another word that we're going to come across soon. But if it's a different subject, you use autos. So literally, he goes to the house of her. So pros for two. And actually, it's not sandwiched as well, which is key. So, ten, oi, kian, autes, bine. What am I doing? No, sorry. Bine. So, he goes to her house. Okay? And the use of autes here means that we know that it's not going to be the same person's house. One last thing that I have to stress as well is when it's used as a relative pronoun, it cannot be in the nominative, okay? Cannot be in the nominative. Because it has to replace the noun that it's describing, but that noun will never be in the nominative. It can't lead the subject, okay? Because it can only mean him, her, it, or them, but it will never mean as a relative pronoun he, she, it. Only him, her, it, them. Okay? That's one last thing that you need to pay attention to.